Okay, meeting come to order, July 30th, 2019. Present Tom Fortin, Bob Durras, Joanne, Joe, and Dave might be on his way, I don't know. This meeting is video and taped. Motion to start the meeting,
Motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we're gonna start with correspondence, letter from the community nurses and assistants made review of matters presented, votes may be taken.
That's pretty good. 55 attended. I'll make a motion to accept that.
All in favor?
Yep. Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we got, why don't we just bring this up real quick right now, okay? This is for the health agent, votes to accept the health agent's position as a grade 12, step 8 of the wages and classification study as accepted by the select board.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Do we need a third vote for this, or is this gonna be okay? Usually something like this, we usually,
All right, well, I'll,
I'm in favor,
Why don't
you're in
you-
favor. If Dave
no, you're
has,
gonna have to vote when Dave comes in.
That's fine.
I would think,
Yeah, I would.
Okay, just hold it till the end.
okay?
Yeah, well, hold it to the end. It's on the end anyway, see if Dave comes in.
Okay, what do we got? Couple of plans here, Joe. 248 Keene Road, Brian Maderas, Outback Engineering, upgrade. Can I have
Yep,
big
so-
glasses down there? Please, thank you.
You need me?
This one,
I'll run out my truck.
No, I got some over here.
Hi.
so this is an existing home. This is where Brian lives, and he wants to put on an in-law apartment. And we went out there and we checked the septic system to see where he was at, basically where his family lives, see where he was at with the system, and it had failed. Because it was gonna have to be added on to. It was gonna have to be expanded a little bit, it was failed, so they redesigned a new one.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay,
So
so,
redesigned a new one, including the additional load with the extra bedroom for the accessory apartment.
yeah.
It's Keene Road, super great soils, deep water table,
All
everything's
gravel's out
perfect.
there,
Yeah,
sand
yeah.
I have no problem with it.
No. I'll make a motion to accept the
We had
plan.
4 chambers, bed, refrigeration. Motion,
Motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is accepted for the plan as well. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I'll tell you one hot day today.
Yeah, no doubt.
I looked down West Island doing the big driveway, and I'll tell you, it was even hot down there. Same thing. Okay.
I didn't go home.
Okay, map 7, lot 17B Cushing Lane, Joseph and Rebecca Gomes, Mike Koska, engineer, plan revision previously updated January 24, 2017.
Yeah, so this was approved by the board February 28, 2017. It was approved as a gravity system.
Okay.
All right, so what changed here,
Nice
the
glasses.
leaching field itself didn't change. house got relocated, it got pushed back a little bit from the original plan.
But the same plan as it was?
No, and it's a pump now, because the original one, because the water table's so high over here, the house was gonna have to be elevated really high in order to fit in with the septic system, lots of fill. And, I believe Mr. Gomes or Mrs. Gomes, preferred to have the home much closer to the ground, for whatever reasons. So they redesigned it to keep it tight, so the septic system will be a bump in the yard, but the house.
So
will be
nothing's
nice.
changed on the field, is it?
Field is all the same, all they did is add a pump and move the
I
house
can't
back a
see
little
why
bit.
people don't like their houses up.
I mean, this is more, I think this is more of a medical
What
thing.
is?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
No,
No, the only thing that changes the pump.
that's it.
Yeah, and the house was moved back a little bit, but really doesn't affect.
I'll make a
anything.
motion to accept the revision as specified.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, number 3 is 22 Ashley Lane, Anton and Sherry Pauline. Alan Ewan Engineering repair previously reviewed and approved. What's this one?
This was the emergency
It doesn't even.
that we dealt with.
Okay, so
That you
we
were
haven't
taking a
looked
look
at
at.
that. That's all
The
set?
3 and 4, we took a look at already, you guys individually have looked at.
Yep.
And includes.
I'll make a motion to accept 22 Ashley Lane, map, and also map 9, lot 18A, Perry Hill Road. Make a motion to
All in
accept
favor?
both those plans. Aye.
Motion passes. We will receive. Okay. Okay, this is 396 Middle Road, follow up on reviews of matter presented, board may be taken. That's the one that we've been talking about for months already. What do we got on that, Joe?
Yeah, at this point, you know, I hate to do it, but I feel like we gotta go. We started out with town council on this one, and we pulled out because he got the letter from the town council 2 different separate times, and both times came in and talked to me. They, you know, was gonna move forward. They did pull the permit to install it, but nothing has happened. So
Who's the
reaching,
installer?
it's Joe Fernandez.
Did you
Reaching
get a
out-
hold of Joe?
reaching out to Joe. I've had the conversation with him, but it appears as though he hasn't got paid to get started yet. So, I mean, he obviously doesn't want to get started
I
until
don't
he gets
blame
some
him.
money, so. At this point, there was some discussion with an engineer that originally designed this. You know, it's been going on, that they were thinking about redesigning it into something that would be more suitable to the person that bought it. So we let that that was last month. We let that go to this month.
Is this just something that they're trying to postpone or not do? Keep postponing.
Well, they know.
We're gonna have to
they
get, gonna have to get on the case about it.
We've been on it.
Get on their
So now
case.
it's time to, we started out with town council. He came in, he knew that we were serious. We backed off, went away. We went back to town council, he came in again. He said, you know, this, that, and the other thing, we're gonna get it done. They
Is
pulled
this
the
thing
permit.
flowing?
No, it's not failed. It's not flown above the ground. It was failed at the time the Title V inspection was originally done,
Yeah,
prior to the house being transferred.
okay.
All right, it was a pit, in just an old pit, it's an old house. And then the property was transferred, and when the property was transferred, the system had never been installed. So the new owner bought it with, knowing that he had installed a septic system. But this has gone back and forth in designs a couple of times. It was originally gonna be, before it was sold, it was originally, it's the old dress shop. You know, so it was originally gonna be a children's daycare. So it was designed as daycare prior to being sold. And then the daycare, the people that were gonna purchase the house, bailed out of it. They didn't keep it that way. So then the house got redesigned as a church, because it's such a large area. So it was a 3-bedroom house plus a church flow, which decreased the size of the system.
Well, that's, to me, Joe, what it sounded like, they just postponing this to this, trying to get more time.
Well, that was
That's what it
before
looks
they
like.
even, yeah, that was before
You know, I can
this
tell
guy
you
even bought
that
it.
I'm gonna use my house for a
Right
church,
now.
I'm gonna use it for daycare, I'm gonna use it for this, I'm gonna use, they're just postponing it, get on the case about it.
But now, yes, so I think what we have to do, honestly, the only time I get anything from this guy is when town council gets involved and writes the letter, because I've written them letters, I've reached out to all the people that work for him, I've reached out to him, and I get no.
Yeah, motion to pass that on to town council.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're all set?
Yep.
Get a hold of town council and
Continue on.
straighten this thing out.
Yep,
Been going on too long already, Joe.
All right, great.
Okay, let me write it down. Is that what you recommend?
I do.
Okay.
Yep. Town council's already got all the information on it, so.
Okay. Oh, nice glasses. Where do you get these glasses from, Joanne?
No, Joe asked Joe.
Where do you get these from? They fit perfectly. I
It's
can't
been a while,
even see
I
them.
Five and dime.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to hit you around. 19 Downing Street, Title V, Sanitary Code Violation Review of matters presented, votes may be taken. What do we got on Downing Street?
So this one's fine. This one's moving forward. They're doing what they're supposed to be
Yep.
doing. One of the major benefits of this particular problem is that the system has failed over here, but they're working on running the sewer all the way up Downing Street. So
So keep on top of it.
the engineer spoke to him today. He's got all the survey done. They're looking to start actually doing the design sometime next week. So by the next meeting, we should have some pretty solid ideas of.
Is that gonna be able to pick up other?
That's what the intent is. All the way, been working with Dan Menard, you know, and the.
Is the town gonna do that,
No.
or they got a private contractor for it?
It's gonna be private for 19 and 28, I believe it's 28. They're working in conjunction together, private citizens, and ultimately run it up there,
Oh, good.
which would be better.
Yeah.
And then everybody will have the ability to tie in.
Nice,
Okay,
all right.
keep on top of it.
To, motion to keep that on file?
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Keep on file. Okay, community nurses and home care contract, review of matters presented, votes may be taken. Have a motion to accept that, Tom?
Motion to accept?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And I want the taxpayers to know that their fees for the nurses in the town of Acushnet is basically the same for the past,
Yeah.
or better.
As long as I've been here, so
Yeah.
it's
They've-
5.
They like
haven't
that for
gone
at
up
least
Since we started with it.
25 years, 30 years, or whatever.
They never changed.
Yeah, so they've been very good with us, and
Excellent.
I'm happy with their services.
I think it's 12,000 a year.
13.
13, yeah.
I think they went up one year, that was a long time
minimum.
ago.
Minimum.
Long time
Okay, do you
ago.
want to keep that for October sewer summit?
Well, the sewer summit is something that was, you know, that's been being pushed by Selectman Cabral.
Yeah.
Which is just to get all the people together, all the boards and committees together to kind of discuss the sewer plan.
Did they come up with a date?
They haven't, but they're gonna, but still, they're still floating October, so it's just a matter of keeping it on here. I don't have I don't really have anything to update you with dates, but they still are talking about doing it, they wanna do
All right,
it.
I'll make a motion to keep it on file.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, late fee review of matters presented, voters may be taken. What's this late fee about?
So I would like to, or I propose that as we move on, you know, into the winter here and before the beginning of the new calendar year, that we consider late fees, or consider a late fee that can be incorporated into our permit fees. So the renewal permits that we send out every single solitary year, such as food permits, and/or stable permits, things that are automatically renewed every year. You know, we do an awful lot of work coming up to November, to get them out in November so that they have the majority of, November or December to get these permits into us on time so that we can renew them and issue the new permits for January 1st. Consistently over the past, 5 years that I've been here, this consistently becomes a problem. People kind of come in after the fact, we go through a lot of effort to get all this stuff done. I mean, even the board does. I mean, you get all this stuff done and ready to go out for January 1st so people are licensed. The thought here is to approve a late fee, that would be part of our fees, and incorporate that late fee directly into the permit. So if you pay by January 1st, or if you submit your application for the renewal of your permit with all your information by January 1st, which is what we expect you to do, you wouldn't be subject to a late fee. But if you decide that you don't want to do that, like everybody else in regards to all our bills that we have to pay for by a certain date, or we get hit with a late fee, they decide to come in February and say, hey, this would be not an accumulating late fee, but just a set fee, such as $50. Either you pay the $200 by January 1st, or you pay $250 by January 2nd. Or even if you want to come in February, you pay the extra $50. Just from an administrative standpoint, that takes all the stuff that we've now put away. We have to go back and take it all out, go through it, see
Start all
who's
over
been,
again.
right. I mean, we're doing this, we want to put it behind us. Come January 1st, we want to put it in the file and move on to our inspections, move on to our next set of
Okay,
concerns.
are we gonna send all our people a letter
Yeah.
stating that they have to be paid before January 1st?
Or they'll
Or
be
you're
late.
gonna be subject to a fine,
Yeah, they would be right.
or revoked of license?
Yeah,
You can put that also.
Or if they don't.
the revoking is a little bit more difficult when it comes to like our.
I would
If you don't-
just,
if you
I
don't
would
pay
just stick
your
with the
permit-
late fee.
If you don't pay your permit, you don't do
They're
it.
technically not licensed, right, which is the other issue, which is frustrating. But the majority of, residents
There's
and
always
or
a
businesses
handful.
are always on top of things. But there's some,
Lies.
some people that don't show up until, March or April. And sometimes we're already moving in such a fast way, we don't even realize what's going on.
We can't run a business
Then
like
we-
that.
Then we all of a sudden realize that they haven't even paid, so.
Joe, we can't run a business like that.
No.
We have a cutoff point. If you're not there to pay it by January 1st, you're gonna pay a fine.
Right.
And if you don't pay it by the end of January, you could lose your license. That's, I mean, you gotta be strict, because if you're not.
So you're gonna draw up a letter for that for?
So it would be
For the
something that
next-
you could vote, we'd have to, because it's a change in our fees, we would have to advertise it, go through that kind of process.
Is your fees being
So-
changed?
Yeah, this would change our fees, so there would be the late fee that would be
You're
incorporated
not
right into our
adding
fees.
more money to the
No,
fees?
no, that's not the
No.
intent, it's to add a fee.
No, I'm just saying.
Yep,
That way
All right.
they're listening.
I'll make a motion
Yep.
to keep it on file for the next meeting.
Sure.
We'll make a decision there with 3 board members.
yep, I just wanted to start
You really need
having
three
you
for
think
that?
about it. Well,
Well, we got time.
Yeah.
right, the intent was just
I'd
to
rather
ask
do it with
you
all three
and
board
see
members.
how
But they
you
still
felt.
have to drop a letter.
Yeah,
And
we're,
all
Yeah,
the,
well,
these
we've
people
got
that have
plenty of
permits.
time, so we can.
yeah, it
hold-
would be
hold
later
off
in
till
the
the
year.
next meeting.
Right now
Okay.
it's busy.
All right,
so.
that's my motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Keep it on the agenda for our next meeting.
That next item, I'll make a motion to keep that on file. Do we have to, do you need that right away?
Uh,
We can actually vote on that.
The only thing that it would do is, I haven't, until you guys vote on it and I feel comfortable, I won't take any more.
They've
Even though
already.
it's there.
Did you talk to Dave?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Was he in favor?
yeah.
All right.
So let's go. Let's just-
All right, let's just make a motion on that. I'll make a motion to accept that and move, let Joe move on with whatever he has.
It might as well, wait.
All
I
right.
just, I feel
Yep.
better.
All in favor?
Make sure you know.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And that's really it.
Okay, we have any minutes here?
Yeah, there are some minutes.
Yeah, but we can't because I wasn't at that meeting, so I'll make a motion
Okay.
to keep them on for the next meeting.
Motion passes. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you guys are gonna have to schedule your meetings when you guys want them. I can attend almost any of them.
Wanna do the
Yeah, because
triple
you're
week thing?
retired now, so that's.
Wanna do the triple week thing?
Okay, now we got Can you focus up on here, please?
Yep.
Okay, right now, we have that triple E, Eastern Queen virus, it's a triple E. If you wanna, this is, I want the taxpayers to see that. Do all you can to prevent the bite. Avoid outdoor activities, dusk to dawn, wear insect repellent when outdoors, even during the day. Remove standing water. For more information, see the MA Department of Public Health website. Contact the Acushnet Board of Health at 508-998-0275. If you have any questions, Joe or somebody in the office can answer your questions. Okay,
Next meeting, we'll have to see where,
talk to Dave when he can make the meeting, because I know he's a busy guy too, so.
I throw out tentatively the 27th only because we're already at the 30th, so when we start talking
All
about
right.
timeframes for
Keep it-
plans and engineers, it just seems to make sense.
all right,
Whether it sticks, I'll
That
make sure I'll
works,
talk
yeah.
to it.
August.
Yep, 27th. Very
Yeah.
good.
7 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're better off seeing, you know what, freeze over.
I'll make a motion to, are we good?
So what time?
6.
Okay.
5:30. You get out of here.
Yeah.
You want me to come in loaded with tar and
Who cares?
grubby and junk
Anyway,
over here?
all right.
No, that's 6 o'clock.
Did that cover everything? Because I'm gonna make a motion.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
chairman.
that's it.
Motion
6
to
o'clock.
adjourn?
What was that?
Motion to adjourn?
You really wanna go this early?
We're done.
I know. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion accepted, adjourn at 6:20.